Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Wrestling King 619 here, back at you with another video. And now, this video is we're gonna be talking about Raw. Raw started with Kaiser and Gunther celebrating that Gunther won the King of the Ring tournament. He said, yeah, for me winning the tournament also allows me to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Ever since Rhea Ripley got injured, Priest has really stepped up, and the tournament, it was lacking prestige until I won, and the World Championship is lacking prestige because he won it by taking a shortcut. Then Priest, Balor, and JD came out, and Priest said, yo, congratulations. Yeah, you won the tournament, but what makes you think you earned a title shot? We all saw you. You didn't beat Randy Orton, which I don't know why he said that. I mean, he obviously beat him for the King of the Ring without any help. I took a shortcut, but that was because I won the briefcase in a ladder match, and that's what Money in the Bank does. And Gunther said, it doesn't matter how you look at it. I won the tournament, and if you're still champ by then, I will challenge you for the title. But then McIntyre came out because he had a title match before SummerSlam at Clash of the Castle in his home country in Scotland. Gunther got out of the ring after this, and McIntyre said, "Yo, Priest, you're spreading yourself too thin. You got Judgment Day messing up left and right. No offense. And ever since the real leader, Rhea Ripley, got hurt, the Judgment Day is falling apart. I'm gonna paint you a picture. Finley, William Regal, Wade Barrett, British Bulldog. What do they all have in common? They're all UK legends that never won the world champion. I am the only person from the UK to win it 3 times and soon to be 4. Wait, what about Sheamus, though? I mean, Sheamus has held the title for 4 times. Look at Clash of the Castle last year. The fans broke Roman mentally. And if it wasn't for Solo, I would have won. And you're walking into a war zone. And the fans, they're going to break you. And I'm going to break you physically. A priest said, that's what your game plan is, really? To get under my skin? You talk about truth, right? So here's a question. Is your wife going to be there? And Drew said, you better watch out what your next words are very carefully. Because I'll drop you right where you stand. And Priest said, easy, easy, Tiger. I just wanted to see if I can get under your skin, which clearly I did. Then Braun Strowman came out because he is facing JD next. And also, McIntyre and Priest were about to fight, but the scene was taking too long. Then we go to our opening contest, Strowman versus JD, and Balor is at ringside, of course. And throughout the match, JD is targeting Strowman's leg. Balor got on the apron, and Strowman brought him in the ring the hard way. And while the referee's back was turned, Carlito came out. He tried to beat up Strowman, but he got beaten up. But with the running power slam, Strowman won. After the match, Carlito and Balor were attacking Strowman, but he beat both of them up. But then got a chair shot from JD and didn't even flinch. And all 3 of them ran for the hills. Now we go backstage to Kathy Kelly interviewing Liv Morgan. And she said, do you have any remorse for the way that you beat Becky Lynch? Because she used a chair. And she said, no, but I did not know that Dominic was going to interfere. But I am putting my title on the line in my first ever steel cage match tonight, where there is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And she's also never beaten Becky Lynch 1-on-1 before either. And now we go back to the ring, and it's Dragunov versus the highlight of the night, Ricochet. And Ricochet's ribs are taped. That's because a couple weeks, Braun Breaker is running roughshod backstage these last couple of weeks, beating up anybody he can, including Ricochet and Dragunov, for not being in the King of the Ring tournament. It was a good match until Breaker interfered and threw this match basically away. And he beat up them both, and Pierce is out there, obviously angry at him. We go to a segment earlier today, Awesome Truth, and Truth is in an ice cream truck handing out ice cream for Memorial Day. And then New Day came on the scene, and Woods said, can we get a shot at the titles? And Miz said no, but Truth said yes. And Miz left, and Truth closed up shop, so to speak. Then Karrion Kross came on the scene and said to Woods, I believe in you, and I can help you, but you gotta leave this New Day crap behind. And Woods said, I am not breaking up a 10-year tag team and arguably best tag team in the world. And Kross said to Kofi, when is Woods going to have his moment? When you retire? And Woods said, next week, when we fight AOP, we're gonna show you how much left we have in the tank. Now we go back to the ring, and it's AOP versus the Creed brothers, with Ivy and the rest of Final Testament at ringside. Scarlett attacked Ivy, which distracted the Creeds, and with a double move called the What a Rush, AOP won. A history side note, What a Rush was the WWF, one of their greatest tag teams, Road Warriors, Legions of Doom, Animal and Hawk. That was their catchphrase, What a Rush, from back in the day when Ellering was their manager. We go to a talking segment with Rey Mysterio, and he said, Carlito, you are welcomed in LWO with open arms, and we would still be a familia. Yeah, but your jealousy towards Dragon Lee made you bitter and changed sides. And your attack on Cruz del Toro last week was a huge mistake, man. So you can go run to Judgment Day. They maybe could invite you in with open arms like I tried. But those days are over. And when we face each other tonight, you're gonna find out what happens when you cross Rey Mysterio, when you cross the NWO. Now we go back to the ring, and Sheamus is talking on the microphone about King of the Ring, and he said that they were great matches. He said that, yeah, they were banger after banger, but sadly, no Sheamus. And that's because that little Ken doll busted my knee and took me out. But what I'm salty about is that Kaiser talking crap about me while I was at home waiting to be cleared. But I'm back, and I can't wait to beat your arse. But then Kaiser interrupted him and was on the Titantron. He said, you are still blaming me for your loss in the tournament. Blame Gunther, because he's now your King of the Ring. And nobody stood a chance, especially you. Sheamus went out to the ring to go find Kaiser, and backstage, Kaiser gave him a sneak attack, and they were having a slugfest and how to be separated by officials. Then we go backstage to Becky and Lyra are there. Becky said, hey, Saturday didn't go our way, but it's not about winning all the time. It's about getting better. Now back into in-ring competition, and it's Lyra Valkyria versus Kairi Sane, and Dakota is at ringside, and Lyra's ribs are taped from the war that she had in the finals against Nia Jax and King and Queen of the Ring. Kairi gave her a double stomp to the injured ribs and pinned Lyra, but she kicked out. Kairi was looking for the insane elbow, but Lyra got the knees up, and with a crucifix roll-up pin, Lyra won the match and got out of the ring just in the nick of time before Dakota got to her. Now we go to Judgment Day's clubhouse with Priest and Dominic, and Priest is upset because Dominic inadvertently helped Liv win the title at Queen of the Ring, and Liv was the one who injured Rhea in the first place. He said, I know I messed up, but I talked to Mommy, and I talked to Rhea, and I told her I'm going to fix it. And Priest said, you better fix it, because if you don't, I wouldn't want to be you. Now we go back to the ring, and it's Rey Mysterio versus Carlito. And Zelina and Dragon Lee are at ringside, but no Judgment Day. That will soon change, though. Carlito gave Mysterio a spinning airplane cutter and pinned him, but Mysterio kicked out. Outside the ring, Balor came out from the crowd, and see what I mean? And beat up Dragon Lee, but Mysterio got him with, I think it's called a seated senton. Mysterio got him with the 619 and a West Coast pop and won the match. After the match, Mysterio was beating up Balor, and Dragon Lee was about to put him through the announcer's table, but Priest came back in the ring and beat up both Mysterio and Dragon. Now we go backstage, and Gable is still belittling the Alpha Academy He said, I would have been Intercontinental Champion if it wasn't for you. But somehow, someway, I'm giving you a chance to redeem yourself against Bronson Reed. And now it's Otis versus Bronson Reed. And Otis gave him a crossbody and a power slam. It was looking for the Caterpillar, but Gable got on the apron and does not want him to do it. Due to the distraction, Reed gave Otis a senton and the tsunami and won the match. And Gable is still saying that it's Otis's fault that he lost because he didn't want any funny business. Gable got on the microphone and said that, and at this point, Otis was out of the ring. And Gable was still in the ring at this point, and got on the microphone, and he said, "Otis, get your ass back in this ring, and we're gonna have an Alpha Academy meeting." And also called out Maxine and Tozawa, which did come out. Chad said, "Otis, I give you a chance to redeem yourself, but you blew it. I know what you are, though. You lack discipline. So tonight, I'm gonna show you discipline." And he said, "You made me do this. This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you." He took off his belt and was about to whip him, but Maxine stopped him. But Gable said, "Maxine, you have a problem with this? Leave the ring." And she did. And he was about to whip him again, but then Sami Zayn came out. Sami came in the ring and said, Sami came in the ring and said, "You're not tough. You're a weak little man. Every time you manipulate yourself into a title match, you come up short. But you blame everyone. You blame the crowd. You blame me, Sami Zayn. You blame Alpha Academy. But at the end of the day, you're the one that can't get the job done." And Gable said, "I would have been Intercontinental Champion this Saturday if it hadn't been for this bubbling idiot." And it was about to whip him, but Sami stopped him and took the belt, but put it to the side along with the IC title. He was inching to Gable, but then Otis got in the middle of them, and Sami said, "What are you doing, Otis? How much longer are you gonna listen to this guy's crap? I told you last week, you have to listen to them. You have to listen to the fans." Gable blindsided Sami, and Sami was still fighting back, but Otis got Sami off of him, and with the distraction, Gable beat him up again, but the crowd was chanting for Otis to turn on his master, but he did not. We go backstage to Kathy Kelly interviewing Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark about their title match against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And they said that they know that they can beat them for the titles and to invite them to Raw next week. But then Sonya Deville interrupted them and said, "You guys sound like champions already, but you're not. But you will be, but not without my help." Shayna said, "We've beaten every tag team on Raw. So I suggest you stay out of our business unless you want to go through ACL surgery again." Then Alba Fire and Isla Dawn was on the scene, and Alba Fire said, "Did we just hear that you've beaten every tag team on Raw? Well, not us. Now it's the main event." Well, but also Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, they're like jobbers. You haven't seen them in months. Like you only see them like for when they need like a tag team, like when like someone else like when they have to like fill in for when they have to like fill in for someone. But Alba Fire, she has a lot of history under her belt. Remember, she was the one who has held the NXT UK title for almost 700 days, I think. But that's the longest reigning in women's modern day history. Now it's the main event: Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch, and the title is on the line in a steel cage match. Liv gave her the code breaker and pinned Becky, but she kicked out. Liv tried to win by escaping the cage from like on top of the cage, right? Like on top and like crawled out. But Becky met her up there. But Liv gave her a power bomb and pinned her, but Becky kicked out again. Liv got her in the disarmor on the ropes, but the referee could not do anything about it because it's a no disqualification match in the steel cage. But she obviously got out of it. Then Dominic came out and opened the cage door for Becky to escape and win her title and win back her title. But then JD and Balor came out, and they were basically saying, like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" But then Strowman, because he was looking for JD all night, because he's the one that hit him with the chair. But Becky was about to escape the cage and win back her title, but Braun did the Strowman Express and knocked over Dominic, and the cage hit Becky and knocked her out. And with the knockout, Liv crawled out of the ring to retain her title, and that was it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.